प्रतिभन्ति स्थितानि च यत्रैव पशमं यान्ति तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः। ज्ञाता ज्ञानं तथा ज्ञेयं द्रष्टा दर्शनदृश्यभुः कर्ता हेतुः क्रिया यस्मात् तस्मै ज्ञात्यात्मने नमः। स्फुरन्ति सीकराजस्मात् आनन्दसाम्बरे वनौ सर्वेषां जीवनं तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। वेदोदधिं समुन्मथ्य ज्ञानरत्नं समुद्रितं येन तस्मै वसिष्ठाय गुरुणां गुरवे नमः। वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। सद्गुरु भगवान की जय। सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय। शब्द ब्रह्म की जय। सरस्वती महारानी की जय। योग वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। हरि ओम। We are discussing today Yoga Vasistha Nirvana Prakaran second half and 50th chapter. In 50th chapter, what we are looking for? We are discussing how the desires are the root cause of the world. And desire means creation, and this our visible names and forms which we think to be true, but which is ever changing, so we cannot rely upon it, and as a result they are the cause for our miseries and problems in life, because names and forms are always subject to change, and which constitute the world creation. Creation means names and forms, and they are ever changing. Change is the basic principle of the nature. Nature is always changing. So, how these desires are the root cause for all these changing phenomena which we call it as world, that is what we are going to analytically see, how it creates this world. Desires, they are the root cause. And we saw in 49th, the last chapter, from different angles of vision, we saw the world, how it looks like. So we saw this world from the angle of vision of mind, how mind is the root cause of the whole world. From still other angle of vision, we saw the sound is the cause for this creation. Till from other angle we saw how is this world looks like from the angle of vasana, from the angle of prana also, from the angle of names and forms. In this way, from different angles, we are looking at this world, and from every angle we see it in it cannot be relied upon. It is subject to change, and changing phenomena is called world, and that also this change occurs in non-changing surface, which is ever steady, never changes. On that basement only this change is seen, which is not really there. That is what we have found out yet, and still we have to be clear, seeing this world from different angles of vision. So today we are going to discuss how this world is nothing but only desires. Yesterday also we saw a little. Desires are the root cause of this world. This desire, we should know how is the desire, how a desire is originated. That we have seen already little, and we shall see it elaborately, how these desires are cause for the world and also cause for the miseries of the life, problems of the life, and the whole life we spent on fulfilling the desires only. The life becomes a slave to desires. So, we saw yesterday the absolute is ever constant, which is one without a second. Why? Because it is omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient. So that alone can be existing, nothing else can exist other than it. So it cannot have any other aspects in it except these three aspects: omnipresence, omnipotence, and omniscient. These three can be the absolute nature or quality of the absolute, because it is one without a second. So, in the very beginning, we have to see there is no possibility of any desires. Desires are created only when there is some need or some urge to fulfill it. When one feels incomplete in itself, or lacking something, then only the desires are created to fulfill that lacking or needs or that which is not available, that should be fulfilled. That's how the desires are created. So the absolute is because it is omnipresent, omniscient, and omnipotent. So there it will be absolute perfection and absolute totality where there cannot be any need. That's how it is perfect, complete, and full in every sense. So we cannot have any chance to find out any need in it. So there cannot be any desires. Then how come this world seems to be and where it is, how it is? Huh? When we see the absolute is omnipresent, then if at all we see this world, so world will be within that. It has to be. It cannot be out of it. So, if at all this world is visible to us and we have some idea that this is true, let it be true or untrue, we see something, let it be faulty vision or right vision, but we have some ideas about this world. World is there. Whether it is changing or non-changing, it results in misery or happiness, that is different. But we have to say we see something, we feel something around us with all these names and forms. We cannot deny it. So, what it is, how it is. On the other hand, if the truth is absolutely omnipresent, then this world should be, has to be, ought to be, must to be in the absolute. It cannot be out of the absolute. So how it can be? Because the absolute is perfect and nature what we see, it is imperfect. It is always changing. So how it can be in the absolute? So for this, our great seers and great research students who have spent their lives for it, they have realized the truth of the world, truth of the absolute, how it is. They give this example that the world seems to be there, and by logic we cannot establish it to be something, then how it is? So as per the opinion of the great seers, realized souls, we see this world which is something based upon something which is not there. So how it is? So they give the example of snake on the rope. We cannot see the rope in the darkness. That's how we see something which is not clear. That's how we imagine something instead of the reality which is not visible. That's how we concrete something, we imagine something that is snake instead of rope. This is called superimpose. We superimpose, we think it must be like this, which is not clear because the truth is not clear to us, not seen by us due to darkness, and that darkness is nothing but ignorance. We cannot see the reality because of darkness. That darkness is nothing but your incapable sight, vision. You are unable to see the reality. So you have, but you understand something is there which is not clear to you. That's how we imagine something or other instead of the reality. So this is only, snake is only imagination. We cannot ascertain that snake is there because whatever is there, it is not seen, it is not clear. So something which is foggy or which is confusing, something we imagine. Because something is there. We cannot deny the presence of something. Something is there which is not clear, which is not visible to us. That's how we imagine something instead of the reality, because reality is not available to us. That's how, if we see it, this process analytically, our cause is our faulty vision or incapable vision. We cannot see the reality. That's how we imagine something. You may say, somewhere or other you have seen the snake, that's how you bring the shape and size and nature of the snake and superimpose on the rope. You have seen somewhere. There also the snake is just an imagination. How any form we see or we know and it has a name, both the name and the form is subject to change. Even if you have seen somewhere something which is named as a snake, that is also subject to change. The snake is not snake. Whatever name you know in this world, all are only meaningless. This fact we have already decided, analyzed. You see, all the words, the whole world is nothing but the play of network of words, and words have no meaning. It is only indicative. It has got no value, no meaning. Words is nothing but the different form of the sound. Sound is nothing but a vibratory system, and that is the balance when becomes imbalance, that is called sound or energy or prana, that we have seen already. We have discussed it in different directions. These waves act differently and they are named differently. Somewhere this same imbalanced state is known as prana, energy. Somewhere it is known as sound. Somewhere it is known as words or names and forms. Somewhere in some direction they create action and reaction. That's how the energy is known as action and reaction, cause and effect, and in some direction we call it mind, and in some direction, in some way, this imbalanced state is known as desire. This desire is nothing but imbalanced state of the absolute balanced state. And when it vibrates, it it is not stable. That brings the idea of incompleteness. It needs something to be complete, that means to be balanced. That's how the desires are created. And in the very beginning of the creation, we know the presence had an ego, which is the universal I, universal ego. I am. And yesterday we discussed it, how the ego cannot keep quiet because it is vibratory process, ichha shakti, willpower. Willpower is a power. It cannot be stable, so it has to go on changing. That's how there is every moment there is need of fulfillment. Need. There is need for fulfillment to be perfect. That perfection is nothing but balanced state. Because it is imbalanced, it has an urge to be balanced. That's how the first ego, universal ego, when it appeared to be something I, as the ego, it has to change and it has to become many, and that's how Eko Ham Bahushama, I am one, let me be many, or let me see myself as many. So all these imaginations, they occurred in the absolute. So the first desire started with the tendency to be many. Then only it will have the relationship with itself, and one will become many. So one, when sees itself, then it sees itself in many forms and in many names. Names are given according to the quality or the action it does, or the process it moves. That's how the names are given. And names are also momentary because they are subject to change. This is how it is a complete vibratory system. That's how we call the world is nothing but it is play of energy. Energy is playing everywhere. Energy means changing phenomena. Every wave will be changed into the different wave, and it will be named differently. It will have different form, and we see it differently. So difference is the law of nature. Every two forms, two names will have difference. That's how the whole creation we see which is ever changing and creating differences and lacking something, and there is an urge of fulfillment everywhere it is seen. So this world, if at all is there, it will be in the absolute, which is ever constant, ever balanced. The absolute equilibrium is known as the truth. When somehow or other the desire to become many appeared, which is only some imagination, that's how the starting point of creation. I and then my. Whatever I see, it is my. Whatever I related with, it is my. So I and my, universally and individually, it creates the world. And when I is there, then there is need of my. That's how desires are generated. Basically, desires are nothing but the urge to fulfill the gap. That's all. And when one becomes two, there will be a gap. Without gaps, that we call juncture or sandhya. Without sandhya, without juncture, one cannot become two. When it gets divided, the one becomes two, then only we see the gap. And gap is there means there is an urge to be fulfilled. That is how the desires are. And desires are the root cause of this world. Then you may say, you may ask, whose desire it is? Whose desire? All the desires, though we see somehow because of our limited vision, we see some desires are individual desires. I have my desire other than, different than your desires. So every desire from person to person it differs. So who is the person whose desire is this world? It is both way. Individuals are nothing but modification or multiplication of the absolute only. So individual desires are within the desires of the absolute. It cannot be out of it. So this world is nothing but, as we see it analytically, it is nothing but desires and fulfillment of desires. This process is going on eternally. This is called world. And individually also we see it, and universally also, because our vision is so limited, we are incapable of seeing the whole world at a time. That we cannot see. Only when we get some extraordinary power, just as Lord Krishna gave the power to Arjuna to see the universal form, then only you can see this universal ego and universal desires, how it goes on creating worlds, creating all these creations. Or else we as the individual beings, we have our vision so limited, so incapable. Whatever we see it is my desire. My desire creates this my world. It is limited in every sense. Our vision also is limited. Our uh, relation also is limited. Whatever we see as my, that is limited. Hardly we see up to our horizon. That much is not the whole creation. Creation is beyond our beyond our vision. We cannot think of it even, because our mind also is so limited. They say, the great people say, the human mind, which is supermost comparing to other beings, animals, birds, and other beings, human mind is supermost. And yet, this human mind is thousandth part of the absolute mind. On this, there is some proof. You know, there was a great saint called Madhusudan Saraswati. Madhusudan. He was a great devotee of Lord Krishna. He once he thought of uh, writing commentary on the Gita, so that people will be benefited to know exact meaning of Gita. Gita is such a text. Any word, it can have so many different meanings. It is the essence of all the scriptures, all the Upanishads, Vedas, essence. So every word will have so much meaning. Generally, the common people cannot understand the inner meaning of the uh, stanza, which is ordinarily understood haphazardly. Madhusudan wanted to write commentary on Gita, so he thought of writing it not with human mind, not by his own intellect. He wanted to write the Gita commentary by the help of universal intellect. So he worshipped for a long time. He worshipped Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna appeared before him and he asked, "What do you want? Why you wanted to see me? What is that you need?" So Madhusudanji said, "Oh Lord, please give me your intellect to write commentary on your Gita, so that people will be benefited. They will understand it." So Lord smiled and told Madhusudan, "My dear, my intellect is something different. It is not with that, you see, with my intellect, if you are writing tika, commentary on Gita, nobody can understand it. It will be useless. So don't ask such boons. It will be useless. Nobody can understand anything. So Madhusudanji said, No, no, I want your intellect. He was stubborn. He said, no, my Lord, please, please. So Lord Krishna said, okay, as long as you are writing a commentary on Gita, till then my intellect will be allowed to you. With that intellect, you can write it. The moment you complete the commentary, it will not be with you anymore. Be careful. It is universal intellect. It is not understood by ordinary people. So Madhusudan, Lord Krishna disappeared and Madhusudan started writing commentary, and the commentary was over, and Lord Krishna's intellect disappeared, and when Madhusudan reads the commentary he has written, he himself could not understand anything. Even a word is not understood by him. So he was very sorry. Oh, of course, Lord was telling the truth. Now, if I cannot understand whatever is written by me, then who else can understand it? So, again he did austerities. Lord Krishna again appeared before him, and he said, oh Lord, please excuse me. Please bless me to write a commentary with my intellect. Please bless me so that it will be understood by common people. Then Lord Krishna blessed him and said, okay, my blessing is there, you go on with it. And now, whatever commentaries are there on Gita, the first commentary according to the educated mass, the first commentary is best written by Shankaracharya, and second is Madhusudani Tika. Madhusudani Tika has both together devotion and you see Vedant together, and our Shankaracharya commentary, it is only based upon Vedant. This is how we see the individual intellect is so limited it cannot even imagine about the universal intellect. So what we see, world is nothing but universally the universal desire multiplied and took the forms and names, and individually also whatever we are related with limitedly, our world also based upon desires. Desires are the root cause of the world.
Our satisfaction is the satisfaction of the universal being.
The
Our gratification of the desires is the gratification of universal being. हमारी इच्छा पूर्ति
हाँ,
से जो भी मिलता है वो यूनिवर्सल बीइंग की भी इच्छा पूर्ति का संतोष है नहीं.
of course, our fulfillment of desires is fulfillment of desires of the universe. It is there, but it is not taken into consideration. It is so what we can say, so insignificant. It is not taken to count. You are part and parcel of the whole universe, but you are so limited. You are never seen anywhere, or you are not taken into count as an individual entity. Just as a bubble in the Pacific Ocean is not taken into consideration. It is created in a fraction of second and burst in a fraction of second. So it is not at all known or counted by anyone. It is negligible. Similarly, our existence, of course, it is within the absolute. We are part and parcel of the absolute. But who counts you?
We count him.
We have to. We have to, but we cannot imagine. Our mind and intellect cannot reach that. That's how it is said. It is beyond the intellect, beyond time, beyond space, beyond our understanding. So whatever we can think, the best what we can think is not at all taken into consideration. The most intellectual persons, even they are not taken into consideration. Such people, every moment they are appearing and disappearing just as bubbles in the ocean. How many bubbles are being created every moment and disappear then and there? Who keeps its account?
Swamiji, so if the individual withdraws the ego or without doership, then it's the universal ego acting, just multiplying its desires, and the absolute is watching. That's how we understand.
Again,
If the individual uh, withdraws the ego, like individual ego, then it's the universal ego acting, uh, multiplying its desires through this body, right?
of course, whatever an individual does, whether he thinks or he acts or he suffers or enjoys or whatever he imagines, whatever you are, it is so limited. It has got, if we try to connect it to the absolute, it has got no what we can, it is nowhere. It is nowhere. How to explain? Just like a dust particle is related with the whole Himalaya. If it is removed from one place to the other, or it gets transferred, or it is fallen into somewhere, it is changing every now and then. Can you say something is going on, happening in Himalaya? Can you say? Just as a dust particle compared with the whole great Himalaya, similarly, our relation with the Absolute. But no doubt, if you think of the absolute, you merge in it, but it is not counted or taken into account. If a bubble is created in the ocean and it bursts and become one with the ocean, what happens to the ocean? What will happen to the ocean? Will it feel something? Will it look at the bubble? Oh, this bubble is in me. It is my part and parcel. Nothing is happening, going to happen.
No, earlier we learned, like you said, if the dust particle thinks it is the Himalaya,
Of course,
then that is the merging in the absolute.
yes,
On the other hand, if the dust particle just gives up its ego, then what you say, then nothing, there is no, it is just a dust particle.
yes, yes.
Dust particle will have ego.
Huh?
No,
If dust particle knows its dust particle will have an ego.
we talk of giving up doership,
Dust
no?
particle thinks it's a rock.
You see, really speaking, whatever we analyze, whatever we think that we are uh, discussing something on the world or the absolute so seriously, we are so perfect, and we are discussing something which will help us. All these attitude is good for nothing. It has got no meaning at all. Whether you have become a learned man or you are still savage and some dust particle in the you see that beam of light which is floating helplessly somewhere. What to speak of our individual being? Your galaxy is your galaxy is not at all taken into account. Nobody cares for it. And what to speak of your solar system and your earth and yourself? Where do you stand? And yet we think, I am. Nobody is equal to me. You must understand your place in this universe. You have no place.
What about our truth? Hamara sach.
It is beyond our understanding, reach, our intellect, or our what. That's how we are again and again emphasizing upon this point that, my dear, there is nothing to understand. You cannot understand anything, and whatever you do, it has got no meaning, no value. Your life is good for nothing. Your existence is meaningless. If you can accept this, then you will be able to surrender to the absolute, and whatever happens, let it happen. Whatever is hapno, oh hapne hapno. If you can accept this much, that I am nowhere, this is enough, I think. And then what happens? Don't ask, don't think. You are nowhere. Your identity is not at all found anywhere. So we can think my existence is good for nothing, meaningless, hopeless, useless. So there is no I. This way we can delete our ego and be dependent upon the nature or truth, however it is, whatever it is. Of course, we think that is the whole trouble. There is nobody who can equal me. I understand so much. I am so educated. I am so rich. I am so powerful. Who can compete with me? This is this is how we are suffering. Just as that frog who wanted to say, how big is elephant? Once what happened? Some little frog, by the help of that rope or something, it came out of the well and it was jumping here and there. And all of a sudden, he saw some gigantic figure. Something is coming towards it. So he asked some of his friends, some grasshopper or uh, some butterfly, somebody. The frog asked, "What is this? I never saw it. Such figures are not available in the well. What it is, how it is, what is it, its name?" So his friend said, "It is called elephant. Elephant. It is like this. It is so big. It is available on the ground here. It cannot be seen in your small well." Oh, it is like this. And see this sky, it is so spread everywhere. Inside the well, the sky will be this much. They have never seen the uh, broad sky. So he was very much enjoying. Oh, I have come here, I have seen elephant, I have seen so many friends around me. Oh, I am so fortunate. And after some time, it jumped into well again, and he started narrating his experiences to his friends, to his kith and kins. I have seen some animal, it is called elephant, so big, it is just like a mountain. Oh, how big it will be? Its mother frog comes, asks how big it will be. So big it expanded its body little. The frogs generally they expand. So she said, that elephant, can it be so big? No, mum, it was bigger than you. So big, no, still bigger. So big, no, still bigger. Then it went on expanding itself and burst and died. That's how we understand, try to understand the absolute. How will be that absolute? How many creations will be there? They say innumerable creations. How does it hold it? Huh? How big it will be? simply meaningless, useless imaginations. So somehow or other we have been something. Try to understand what? Try to understand? Try to understand your ID card. Who are you? How are you? Where are you? What are you? And how big you are. You say, I am a being. I am so big, so known to so many people. I have so many friends, and yet understand how it will be. Do you know somebody in Uttarakashi? Do you know everyone in Uttarakashi? Uttarakashi is a small town, hardly 20,000, 30,000 population will be there, hardly. And do you know everyone? Do everyone know you? Where are you? And this Uttarakashi is not at all seen anywhere in the district, in the state. Uttarakashi is a small district. Uttarakhand is such a big state. And Uttarakhand also, when compared to other states in India, Uttarakhand is so small. Nobody cares for it. Anyhow, we are somewhere. And your Uttarakhand is negligible in the India map. And India is nowhere when we consider the whole earth. India is such a small picture, little. And your earth is compared to solar system, it has got very little importance. Nobody cares for your earth, Jupiter, Saturn, and all other great, you see, identities are there. And your solar system is not at all counted in your galaxy. Your earth, when compared to sun, earth will be just a small gram. If the sun will be a big, uh, what we call, big basket, our sun will be, and if sun will be big basketball, then our earth will be small gram. And if the galaxy, our galaxy becomes a basketball, our sun also will be a dot somewhere in the big basketball. Somewhere a dot, a dot. And your galaxy also is not at all important in the creation. Thousands and crores of such galaxies are there in the creation. Nobody cares for your galaxy, which is somewhere in the corner of the sky. Nobody splits at it. And you are so big, And all these creations are, it is told, it is held by one part of the absolute. Ekansena sthito jagat. It is held by one, just as one small hair in my body. All these creations are in the part of the absolute. We want to meditate on absolute. We have some importance in the absolute, and the Lord should think of us, isn't it? He should care us. He should pay attention to our prayers and our needs. You say, I am dying. He doesn't care for me. How I am the part and parcel of it, isn't it? The absolute should take care of us, isn't it? We hope so. We demand this. Oh Lord, I am calling you, I am praying you ceaselessly. Don't you care at all for me? How you are the God? This is how we pray God, oh God, you are my Father. He doesn't know. You are the master of thousands of universes. He doesn't know it. We have to remind him so that he will think of us. As such, the prayer or the meditation is said to be keeping quiet. If you want to meditate on absolute, not possible at all, just keep quiet. Don't allow your mind to go somewhere. If you want to pray, keep quiet. That is the absolute prayer. How can you think of the absolute? Jasya smarana matrena. What do you imagine about the absolute? Only remembrance of the absolute is the greatest prayer. And how can you imagine? How can you think of it? So, the only way to keep quiet, not to think anything, that is the only way. If at all you are thinking something, or your mind is engaged in praising or glorifying the absolute God, it is foolishness. Foolishness, meaningless.
Morning 5 o'clock, that's what we do, Swami.
Just time pass. This is the way we can pass time, or else other way we are going to suffer. This is the only way we can pass our time and be little happy. That's all. This is the way. Call him Ram Ram, supposing Ram is the absolute. What is Ram? How is Krishna, or how is God? It is beyond our imagination. You cannot know anything. It is something beyond the horizon. हम तो बड़ा डिक्लेयर करते हैं, भाई मैं इतना जानता हूँ, मैं जो बोलता हूँ वही सही है, और सब कुछ नहीं जानते हैं. आई एम द अथॉरिटी, Nobody knows anything, and I have gone through, I have studied so much, and this and that. All these imaginations, all these thoughts, foolishness only, nothing else. Simple foolishness. Mind here, you are nowhere. My mata man mari re nanna kari kari pisi. You have to cross, you have to grind your ego into paste and lick it and let it go forever. This is the only way to be happy. So what we are discussing now, our point is desire. We have so many desires. Every desire, when fulfilled, periodically or temporarily fulfilled, that gives rise to so many other desires. It never ends there by being fulfilled. So, you see, there are everything which we see, it has opposition. Everything is created by positive and negative both. So desires are also like that. We have two kinds of desires, and those desires are, one is multiplicable, other is destructible desires. One desire, when fulfilled, it gives rise to many others, and that's how it goes on increasing forever and ever. Desires cannot be fulfilled. But the other side, some desires are there which, when they are fulfilled, they destroy all other desires. It is just like a human bomb. The person who takes the bomb with him and blasts the bomb, he himself will die and he will kill many others. That's how some desires are there which, when fulfilled, they get destroyed by themselves and they destroy all other desires. Such desires should are worth having, and it will lead you to desireless state. Thereby the world will vanish, and without desire you have no identity. Your identity also will end forever. When the desires are ended, your identity also is, it disappears forever. It cannot be again created. And the world, or your particular, your individual world, or your individual being, whatever you see, whatever you know, it is the outcome of desire only. Desires is called life, desire is called world, desire is called our action and reaction, desire is called the nature or anything. It is based upon desires only. So from desire point of view, this world, we see how it looks like. हमारा देह आदि प्रपंच यदि वासना रूप से उस सोए हुए के चित्त में होता तो हमारा देहादि प्रपंच उसके चित्त में उत्पन्न हो जाता और हम लोग उसके स्वप्न के मनुष्य होते, परंतु यह तो कभी संभव नहीं है। इस तरह की कोई यदि प्रश्न करे तो उसका वैसा प्रश्न करना ठीक नहीं है, क्योंकि सबको सत्ता देने वाला माया सबल ब्रह्म सर्वत्र रहता है और वह सर्वज्ञ है। इसी हेतु से सब जगह रह सकता है। अतः हम लोग उनके स्वप्न नर हैं, यानी वासना रूप से उन्हीं के अंतःकरण में स्थित हैं और वासना की समानता के कारण उनके स्वप्न में एक साथ अभिव्यक्त हो गए हैं। So now we saw the desire angle of vision, and Vasistha ji gave us 7 kinds of different uh, beings, 7 types. And one is Swapna Jagrat. 7 types are classified according to deep sleep, dream, and waking. In these 3 states, some are awake in the dream itself, and some are some people, some beings, they dream while awake, and some are dreaming in dream, dreaming in dream. In this way, 7 types of beings we have seen. Vasistha ji gave us the different classes of beings. How are they? वशिष्ठ जी ने कहा, श्री रामचंद्र जी, ये जो 10 दिशाओं में नर, हाथी, देवता, वृक्ष, इंद्र, गंधर्व आदि नाम धारण धारण का तत् तत् विचित्र देह से जीव दिखाई पड़ते हैं, वे कोई तो स्वप्न जागर हैं, स्वप्न को जागृत समझने वाले हैं। 7 type, yesterday we were discussing. Whatever beings we ever know or ever see in this creation, they are classified in 7 ways, 7 classes. One is स्वप्न को जागृत समझने वाले. The dream they take as waking. They are awake, they think we are in waking state, but they are in the dream. Kaise? Suppose I am dreaming. I went to sleep and after a while I started dreaming. What did I dream? I saw I was going in a city and the city is very busy city, and people were rushing from here to there, and everybody is busy in their uh, going here, going there, and with their business. A city is full of busyness. So I found my friend somewhere and started talking to him. So was my friend awake in the dream, or he was sleeping? To whom I talked in the dream, he was awake in the dream. Of course, I am dreaming. I am also awake in the dream who is talking to my friend. Talking with each other is possible only in waking state. We cannot talk to each other in deep sleep nor in dream. We can talk to each other, we can relate to each other in the waking state only, isn't it? Waking, you are awake now. I am talking to you. You are responding me. We are in waking state, so called. Never mind. So you are in waking state. I am in waking state. That's how we can talk to each other. So he says, some people or some beings are awake in the dream. Whatever we see, say in the dream I saw some a number of birds came all of a sudden, and they were eating away the crop. And I asked somebody, go and see the field, how there are so many birds. So somebody was running towards them. All they are in waking state, but those birds or animals or beings, whatever I saw in the dream, they were waking, but I was dreaming, isn't it? In my dream they are waking. So they are called waking in the dream. Dream waking. One class. Why we are discussing all this? In the end we have to understand in what state you are. Are you actually in a waking state, or you are dreaming something, or you are sleeping? In what state, what we understand as waking, it is not really waking. We are waking in the dream of someone. Just as we see some people in the dream whom we try to talk or to have some chit chat or something, they are in the dream. So also all of our so-called world is in the dream of someone. So waking dream waking. स्वप्न के जगत समझने वाले क्या कहे ये? स्वप्न को जागृत समझने वाले, कोई संकल्प को जागृत समझने वाले, ये अलग अलग किस्म, डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ क्लासिफिकेशन. One who thinks waking the dream, they think it is waking. And some others जागृत को समझने वाला, संकल्प को जागृत समझने वाले. Some people think the imaginations are waking state. कोई केवल जागृत में स्थिति रखने वाले हैं. Some people they are always awake and some और कोई दीर्घकालिक की जागृत स्थिति रखने वाले हैं. And some are awake for a long time. They never sleep, they never dream, they are always awake. They are also one group. कोई घनीभूत जागृत में स्थित हैं. Some are always living in solid waking state. They never think of any dream or sleep. कोई जागृत और स्वप्न में स्थित है. Some people are in the waking, but they in between they dream something. They are one class. कोई क्षीण जगत अवस्था में स्थित है. यों 7 तरह विभागों से उसका परिगणना किया गया. In this way, Vasistha ji gave us 7 types of beings who are seen differently. Some are in the dream, they think we are awake, dream awake. Some are always awake, they never dream. Some are never, means they are always in the dream state, in the waking state, they never come to dream nor sleep. In this way, different kinds of beings we see. And finally, all these beings, they are based upon, their life is based upon only desires. That is what we were discussing now. Desires are the root cause of our manifestation. Whatever we are the outcome of desires only. So Ramji asks some question. महाराज ठीक है, देश को लेकर सब वस्तुओं की सर्वत्र स्थिति भले ही हो जाए, पर काल को लेकर कहीं नहीं हो सकता है, क्योंकि भूतकाल की वस्तु वर्तमान काल में कैसे रह सकती है. यदि भिन्न भिन्न काल की वस्तुओं को स्थित एक काल में माना जाए, तो सब कल्प एक साथ ही होने लग जाएंगे और उनका पार्थक्य भी नहीं रह जाएगा. इस आशय से श्री राम जी प्रश्न करते हैं. We saw 7 kinds of beings according to state of being. Say deep sleep and dream and waking. Generally we know 3 states. Everyone undergoes these 3 states: deep sleep, dream and waking. These are only our different phases of life or different states of life, isn't it? Sometimes we are awake, sometimes we are asleep, sometimes we dream. So three states we understand. It is from the angle of vision of state of our being. Ramji says maybe there are 7 types of beings in this way. But what about the time? Time wise, how do you see this world? From different angle of vision, we are seeing this, analyzing it. So Ramji is asking, what about the beings who are who we are in the past, who are at present, who will be in future, how they are counted and how they are. Can the past beings who have gone already, can they be brought to the present? Or future can they be brought into present? Is it? ये बड़ा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है देखो देश काल परिस्थिति थ्री angle of vision, time, space and conditions. From all these three angles we have to see this world. From time angle of vision how it looks, and from space angle of vision how it looks. समझ में आ रहा है थोड़ा? And condition wise, situation wise, situation changes, time changes, space also changes, everything is changing. So one by one we have to see how the world is. But all the beings, whether they are in the past or in future, and whether they are in on this earth plane or some other plane, or in whatever conditions they are, but they are based upon their desires only. The whole world as you see from time angle of vision or space or conditions, but all the beings, they exist, they manifest because of their desires. That's all. Tomorrow we shall see further. राम जी का उत्तर क्या देंगे वशिष्ठ जी? हाउ व्हाट इज द आंसर टू राम्स क्वेश्चन? जो भविष्य में है वो क्या वर्तमान में दिख सकते हैं, ला सकते हैं हम उनको? जो अतीत में है वो भी क्या वर्तमान में आ सकते हैं? तो इस आशय से श्री राम जी प्रश्न करते हैं, गुरुवार जिन कल्पों में हम लोगों के प्रपंचों के स्वप्नों के दृष्टा उन जीवों ने जन्म धारण किया था, उन कल्पों का कल्पनाएं यदि उनके शरीर के साथ इसी समय नष्ट हो चुकी, तो इस वर्तमान स्वप्न से जागे हुए उन लोगों की भूतकाल के कल्प में स्थित नहीं हो सकती है। जो आज नींद से जागा है वो पूर्व दिन का जागरण जब नहीं जान सकता तब पूर्व कल्प की तो बात ही क्या है? We shall discuss it tomorrow. Very complicated question. What is complicacy? जब वशिष्ठ जी ने कहा कि हम लोग जो वर्तमान में जो संसारिक जीव हैं, ये सब किसी का कोई एक स्वप्न में वो हमको स्वप्न के अंदर देख रहा है, हम उसके स्वप्न जीव हैं। तो इसी के ऊपर समय को लाए राम जी है। We are the, Vasistha ji told, we are the beings in the dream of someone. Somewhere someone was dreaming and he saw some dream beings and they were awake in the dream, and we are those beings in the dream of someone who is dreaming. So Ramji is asking the question on time, whether that person was there in some kalpa. Now that kalpa is gone, that time has gone, it has gone to the past, merged in the past. There is no end in the past. Time has got no limit. So when that person was there, but we are here, we are at present, he was in past. So how can we be the dream object of that fellow who was in the past? Got the point? Eh? कोई सोच रहा था, स्वप्न देख रहा था, हमको देखा, तो हम तो अभी वर्तमान में है ना. हाउ इज दैट पॉसिबल? वी आर इन द पास्ट. Some person was there and he was dreaming, and we are his dream objects. So how do you mix up the past with the present? How it is possible? समझ में आ रहा है कुछ प्रश्न?
If the dreamer is in a beyond time state, it is possible.
वो उसी को कल विचार करेंगे. How time is different from each other and your time is different from others' time, which you think as present, it is past for somebody, and which you think future, that is present for somebody. The 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 understanding of time is cause for our confusion. We have some idea about time, huh? Which we know as future, present and past, and we are living in our time. But time is not so. Our time is something else than others' time. And this time they are interrelated and intercooperated. We shall discuss it tomorrow, very interesting but very complicated. How the time is interpenetrated. Your time is within my time, and my time is in somebody's time. It is very complicated to understand. See, yesterday, of course, I gave you some examples. Some person is sitting on the top of the mountain. His vision is all-round vision. He can see all round the mountain. But people who are moving in the foothills, they have also their vision. Understood? The person who is walking in the foothill, he has past, present and future. Everybody has time. So he has left his past, say, some kilometer gone. He had been there, now he has left it in the past, and now he has come and reached somewhere. And he will go somewhere in future. He is walking. Future is not seen by this person, and past is gone. Everybody has time, past, present and future. But he has past, he has his present, he will have his future. Say 10 kilometers away, he will reach some point that will be his future. The person who is standing there on the peak of the mountain, he sees, if he sees, he looks at this person, that upper man, that person who is standing on the peak, he sees his past, this fellow's past, present and future at present. At a glance, he is able to see all these three spots at a time, at present. The past of the walking person and future of this fellow is seen at present by the person who is standing on the peak. Understood now? So now try to understand the time of the person who is walking is different from the time of the person who is standing on the peak. Did you get the point? The past, future, present of the foothill man is only present for the person who is at the peak. He sees all the past, future at a time, at present. So this is how time differs from person to person. Somebody's past and future is present for you. This is how, when these great yogis, they go to the height of thoughts, height of intelligence. Height means the intellect is so pure and so expansive, it can hold the future and past and present of ordinary beings. They go to that height. There they see the future and past of ordinary beings. This is how somebody was dreaming ages back, and we are at present. Our present is in the past of somebody. That is to be understood. Our present time is there in past of somebody. And it will be in future of somebody also. So time also is a complicated subject which makes confusion. We have some understanding about the time, but our time knowledge is not clear. इसको कल विस्तार से फिर विचार करेंगे. ये जो स्वप्न जगत में कैसे तुम हो, किसका स्वप्न में कहाँ हो, इसको कल देखेंगे। फिर समय के अनुसार, देश के अनुसार, परिस्थिति के अनुसार तुम कहाँ पर हो। तुम कहोगे हम इस धरती पर अभी हैं, ये तुम्हारे धरती का वर्तमान, ये किसी का अतीत है और किसी का फ्यूचर भी है। ये तुम्हारे धरती जो तुम कह रहे हो वो किसी का स्वप्न का एक गोला है। इसको सबको इकट्ठा करके देखने से तब कुछ समझ में यही आएगा कि समझ नहीं सकते हम। यही समझ में आएगा कि हमारे समझ के परे है। हमारे ये छोटा सा बुद्धि कुछ नहीं समझ सकता है, कुछ नहीं समझ सकता है। हम समझने के लिए जा कर के पागल कुछ को कुछ समझते हैं और बड़े समझदार बनते हैं। कितनी फैक्शन फिगर्स हैं जो हमारा बुद्धि को पागल बना रखा है। Tomorrow we shall see further. राम जी का सवाल कल करेंगे। ओके। प्रश्नों को भी पहले समझना चाहिए। प्रश्न भी बड़ा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड प्रश्न है। हरि ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। सद्गुरु भगवान की जय, सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय, शब्द ब्रह्म की जय, सरस्वती महारानी की जय, योग वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। हरि ओम।